He just wants you to shut up about the things he does that are wrong, illegal, unconstitutional. Just shut up about it. And the way he says, just shut up about it, instead of just looking at a reporter and saying, hey, just shut the fuck up. He says something like, are we still talking about that? You know, he wants you to shut up about Epstein, so that's what he says, right? Are we still talking about this guy? Why are we wasting our time on this guy? And now he's doing it when it comes to what's going on in the Caribbean, right? We're talking about trying to get the footage of what happened to these sailors, these people on this boat in the Caribbean when we hit their boat and then came back and hit them apparently a couple more times. And he doesn't want you talking about that. So what does he say to the reporter? I thought that issue was dead.
Mr. President, has Secretary Hegseth told you why he hasn't released the video of the second strike?
No, he hasn't told me. I thought that issue was dead. You're surprised you bring it up. You must be CNN.
Lawmakers are still talking about it on the Hill.
Are you CNN?
I am with CNN.
Oh, gee, I'm shocked to find out.
But lawmakers are still talking about it on the Hill.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know about lawmakers. Which lawmakers are you talking about?
Most of the Democrats have been talking about trying to release it.
I mean, the people that you work for, the Democrats? You know you work for the Democrats, don't you? You're basically an arm of the Democrat Party. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it.
And then, of course, the coward ends the meeting. That's Donald Trump's way of telling the press, shut the fuck up. We're not talking about that. And why doesn't he want to talk about it? Because he knows he's in the wrong. He knows what he's doing with his administration, with his Department of Defense, and it is important that we refer to it as the Department of Defense and the Secretary of Defense. We don't refer to it as the Department of War or the Secretary of War. That's buying in to the normalization of what Donald Trump is doing. Okay, it takes congressional approval to change the name of a department. And I don't believe Donald Trump sought that congressional approval to change the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. So stop normalizing him calling it the Department of War. Donald Trump and his Department of Defense are illegally executing people in the Caribbean, and he doesn't want you talking about it. So he tells the reporter, "Is that still? You're still? I thought that was dead. You must be CNN." And then he doesn't actually talk about the subject. He just talks about who the reporter is, right? Discredit the reporter. And then the story goes away. But it's not. Even Congress is saying that the Department of Defense can have its funding as soon as they cough up those tapes. Because both Republicans and Democrats in Congress want to see that footage. They want to see it released to the people. And it should be released to the people. Your tax dollars went to execute people illegally. And the president's telling you to shut the fuck up about it. No, Donnie, we're not going to shut up about it. The subject's not dead, and the only thing that should be dead is your presidency. By the way, Republicans, what's up with that? Are you going to let this guy continue to drag your party down for the last 3 years of his lame duck administration? You want to talk about killing a presidency? You guys have the power to. You guys can rid yourself of him forever. Right now. You can step up to the plate and do what Republicans did in the early 70s. When Republicans went to Richard Nixon and said, hey, listen, you're going to get impeached and you're going to get removed because the shit you're doing is that fucking bad. We won't be able to cover for you in Congress. We will have no choice but to vote to remove you. You need to go away. And then Richard Nixon resigned. His vice president was elevated to the president, and his vice president, once elevated to the president, pardoned him for any crimes that he may have committed in the United States of America. And that may have been the biggest mistake in political history, because it showed that a president can do god-awful things and not face the consequences for it. And now we're right back into a situation where a president thinks that they can do whatever the fuck they want to do and not face consequences because his own party won't hold him accountable. But you guys can change that. Republicans can kill this presidency right here and now and rid themselves of Trump. You'll never be able to wash that stain away. all that support you gave him. But you can rid yourself of him right now. But you won't, because you're fucking spineless. And you guys are afraid of a bloated old tangerine shit stain who is fading fast and who never really had any real power, because nobody actually likes Trump. They all kiss his ass in order to get what they need out of him.